Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daria, and today's practice is a fluid spinal flow. I've decided for the month of February on my channel to focus on backbending and heart opening. So this class is the first in a series that will help you to deepen and expand your backbends in a way that feels really sweet and nourishing. In today's practice, we're focusing specifically on spinal mobility, articulation, and fluidity. We'll be playing a lot into Cobra pose and working progressively toward King Cobra. So you'll just need yourself and some place to move. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started right away in tabletop position. So find your way up onto hands and knees. And as you land here, try to spread your palms really broad, spread your fingers wide, and then press into all 10 of your finger pads. Soften or close your eyes, and imagine that your thumbs on each hand are being pulled toward the opposite hand. Try to do the same with your shins and your toenails as you root down there. So we're creating some energetic engagement toward the midline. Begin to feel into the movement of your breath, imagining as you inhale that the breath is traveling up the line of your spine. And as you exhale, let the breath flow back down the spine in reverse from crown of head all the way out to the tail. Beginning to turn on or fade in Ujjayi breath, in and out through the nose. And as you continue to breathe here, see if you can create some connection into your front body, like you're hugging your belly button and your solar plexus just a little bit in and up toward your spine. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Eyes can blink open or leave them closed. With your next inhale breath, get really, really soft into your low belly and curl just the tip of your tailbone up toward the sky. Get broad through your sitting bones. And then as you exhale, tuck your tail, getting hollow into the lowest part of your core, and feel your sitting bones like they're being drawn down toward the backs of your knees. So we're just isolating an arch and round into the middle part, or the low part rather, of your spine right here. Breathing in, tailbone lifts up, spread your sitting bones and soften your belly. As you breathe out, tuck your pelvis, getting hollow through your low core. One more time, just like that, little pelvic tilt. Inhale and exhale. Adding on from here, as you breathe in, soften belly, lift your tailbone, broaden your sitting bones. Now begin to relax through your solar plexus, the area above your navel, and start to feel the contraction moving into the middle part of your back so that arch goes a little bit deeper. Good, and then as you exhale, tuck your tail, hollowing your low core, and then closing in through your solar plexus and the fronts of the ribs. So progressing the arch and round up now to middle back. Inhale, belly softens, tail rises. Start to relax the bottoms of your ribs toward the earth and contract into your middle back. As you exhale, press down, hollowing low core, and then middle core. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, arching the low back, and then the middle back. Exhale, rounding, tail, and then middle part of your spine. All right, let's expand it even further. Inhale, soften belly, lift the tailbone, relax your ribcage toward the earth. Begin to pull back with your hands isometrically and start to stretch your heart forward, feeling the hug of your shoulder blades onto your back. So the upper part of your spine begins to coil forward. And let's finish it off by turning the gaze up toward the sky, opening the throat. Take one more breath in here. As you breathe out, press down, start to tuck the pelvis, getting hollow through low core, solar plexus. Close in through your ribs, press your hands down to the earth, and allow your chin to tuck toward your chest. Now we're making full cat-cows. Inhaling to slowly arch, tailbone, low back, middle back, upper part of your spine, and then eventually, like the crown of your head is being magnetized up and slightly back. As you exhale, press down, slow, sequential, round and curl through your spine, seeing how much you can articulate one vertebra at a time. So it's really nuanced here. One more, breathing in, slowly, slowly arch. Carrying the breath up along the central column of your spine. And exhale, breath, slowly, slowly rounding. Begin to find your way back into a neutral spine position. Playing into some twisting now. Press your left palm down, and with your next inhale breath, circle your right fingertips up to the sky. Now pause here. Get really level through your pelvis and feel that the turn is coming from the left side of your rib cage all the way out through the right fingertips. Taking one more breath in here. As you breathe out, thread the needle, right arm and shoulder coming all the way through and down. We're gonna flow this with breath. So inhale, unwind, reach your fingertips to the sky and gaze at them with your eyes. As you exhale, thread the needle. One more time like this. Breathing in to reach up. And as you breathe out, thread the needle. This time, stay. Press your left palm down, lengthen the crown of your head forward, and then root the right side of your face. From here, you can slowly begin to spiral just a little bit deeper into that twist. Maybe turning your gaze slightly up. Keep your belly soft. The leg bone's heavy, so you're not like clenching or tensing there. You're just kind of dropping in. Take another breath. Press down. Inhale, unwind, right fingertips to the sky. And exhale, settling back into tabletop. Breathe in, float your left fingertips up. Follow them with your eyes. And then get level through your hips. Feel your tailbone reaching straight back. Lengthen your spine and start to revolve right side toward left side. One more breath in here. As you breathe out, thread the needle. Left arm through, left side of the face down. Again, inhaling to unwind, fingertips high. Exhale, thread through. Last one. Breathe in, reach up and gaze up. And as you breathe out, thread the needle, calming down and staying. Taking a few rounds of breath here. Using your right palm as an anchor to go deeper into the twist. Feeling your heart spiraling toward the right side of the mat, even as the pelvis remains square. One more breath. Press down. Inhale, unwind, left fingertips to the sky. Exhale, back to tabletop. With your next inhalation, belly softens, tailbone lifts up, heart starts to look forward, gaze looks to the sky. Now, as you exhale, keep these curves. Imagine there's a string on your tailbone. It's being pulled straight back, but your spine stays in that arched position as your hips rock toward your heels. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Now inhale, tuck your pelvis and slowly, slowly round all the way forward through hands and knees. As you exhale, keep moving your pelvis forward and watch as the tops of your thighs land, then the hips, the belly. Soften your heart and release your chin all the way down. Plug your toenails down and activate into your quads. Then imagine if your mat was sand that your hip bones are making an imprint into the earth. So there's a tuck of the pelvis here. With your next inhale breath, begin to lift and hover your heart away from the earth. Keep your hands down for this first one, but gently. Press into them and try to drag your mat back, feeling the reach of your heart more forward as you do so. Taking one more breath in here and breathing out, slowly release down. Next inhale, dig your toenails down, press your pelvis heavy. Let your heart float light, and then this time hover your hands just a little, but imagine that they're stuck like there's glue underneath them, and then try to drag that glue back in space, resisting forward with your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another. Take a breath in. Breathing out, lower down. One more just like that. Press down, inhale. Coming up into baby cobra. Feeling the heat into the back body. Take one more breath in. Good, breathe out, palms beside your ribs, and just press your way back up into tabletop position. Inhale, arch your back, tailbone, heart, and gaze, rise. Exhale, hips back towards your heels. Keep pulling forward with your heart. Breathing in around your spine and move forward through cat, hands and knees. And as you breathe out, slowly unfurl all the way down to lying on your belly. This time, bring your fingertips back behind you, arms long, and point your palms facing down. As you breathe in, press into the tops of your feet, press into your hips. Begin to float your heart forward and lift your hands to hover. And then catch the air in between your fingertips, using that to create a little bit more traction forward through your heart. As you're lifting into these belly down back bends, see if you can find the length in your spine first, and then maybe curling or coiling up a little more. Take one more breath in. Good, breathe out, lower down. Now bring your fingers to interlace at the base of your spine. Let's have right thumb on top of the left one. When you inhale, press down, hover your heart, and stretch your fists long and back behind you. And then see if maybe you can float your thumbs away from your low spine. Keep reaching your heart forward. One more breath in. Breathe out, release. Now, switch your grip, so left thumb is on top of right one, opposite fingers on top. Next breath in, press down and begin to lift. Feel like your tailbone is pulling toward the backs of your knees, so you're elongating your lower back, energizing your glutes in that same downward direction. Taking one more breath in. Breathing out slowly, let it go. Take your right arm wide to the side and have it in a T shape so your palm is facing down. Press into your left hand and roll to your outer right hip. Touch your left toes back behind you and drop your head. And then lazy roll through the center and switch left arm wide, rolling onto that side of the body. Drop your head, drop your right toes. Good. Just taking this a couple times each way. You can go at the pace of your own breath. Finding a little bit of a twist again into the spine, feeling into some opening in the chest and in the shoulders. One more each way. Staying really connected to your breathing, full inhales and full exhales. Find your way back to center, press your palms down and rise up into tabletop position. With your next inhale breath, belly gets soft, tail lifts, heart looks forward, eyes spin up. As you exhale, hips back, heart forward, like you're moving toward child's pose, but don't sink the hips all the way down. And then inhale, slowly round from tailbone all the way up through the crown of your head, forward through hands and knees, and eventually softening down onto the belly. Take your fingertips forward and wider on your mat, and then lift your elbows up toward the sky. As you breathe in, press into the earth and slowly begin to rise up into a finger stand cobra. So as you lift here, draw your shoulders up for a moment and then roll them down, around, and back. So the heads of the shoulders are pulling kind of toward one another. See if you can wrap your biceps forward and your triceps back. Good, now lift through your pelvic floor. And as you stay here, press your finger pads down, try to drag them toward the back of your mat. And notice this gives you more leverage to pull from the bottoms of the ribs forward. Take one more breath in here. And as you breathe out, release down. Let's move this with breath now. Inhale, press into the tops of the feet. Slowly unfurl up into your high cobra position. Heart is stretching forward. As you exhale, roll back down onto your belly. Moving as fluidly as water here. Inhale, press down, rise up. And exhale, slowly lower down. Palms by your ribs. Press through hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees and send your hips to the sky as we find downward facing dog. Landing here, really anchor into all of your points of connection. So
Broad spread of hands, fingers, feet, and toes. And again, as though your mat were sand, really like imprint all of those points downward. Hug in through your rib cage, breathing into the back of the ribs, back of the waist, back of the heart, getting broad through those spaces. And notice if your shoulders are drawing up towards your ears. See if you can roll them down. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. As you inhale, lift high through your heels with a rounded spine. Slowly make your way forward into high plank. And then really get active in your front body. So press the ground away from you, dome your upper back. As you exhale, soften just a little into knees and elbows. Tilt your sitting bones toward the sky. Feel your low back arch. Start to move your hips up and back in space toward down dog. Feel your middle back arch. And then keep going all the way back until you're looking forward with your heart and your eyes. So making spinal waves here. As you breathe in, we're rounding forward, slowly, all the way into a high plank. As you breathe out, gliding up and back with the tip of the tailbone as though it's on a string, being pulled toward the sky, and then let your spine follow. Good. I'll give you some space now, so take a few more breaths. Moving through these waves at your own pace and really trying to feel the articulation from the inside out, focusing less on the appearance of it, unless it helps you to really visualize that wave. But just feeling as one vertebra at a time moves in isolation. If you want to start to increase your pace, you could, or you could stay slow and deliberate. Meeting back in down dog. With your next inhale breath, heels rise, round your spine, and come forward high plank. As you exhale, slowly lower your knees to the mat. Then take a breath in, arch, tail, heart, and gaze up. As you breathe out, rock your shoulders forward over your wrists. Bend your elbows, keep your hips high and sink chest and chin to the earth. From here, press the tops of your feet down. Now, wrap your tailbone underneath of you, rounding lower back, middle back, upper back as you slide forward into Cobra. Micro bend your elbows and pull your hands back. Press your toenails down and try to pull them forward. Take one more breath in here. Breathing out, roll over the tops of the feet and travel back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll flow this with breath a couple more times. So this is the time to really find that fluidity, that liquid asana. Take a breath in, heels rise, rounding forward through your spine, high plank. Exhale, slowly soften your knees down. Arch, inhale, tail, heart, eyes up. Exhale, 8-point vinyasa, chest and chin to the earth. Breathe in, press tops of feet down, and curl forward into Cobra. Breathe out, hips to the sky as belly button hugs to spine, gliding back down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, rounding forward, riding on your breath into high plank. Exhale, soften your knees down. Breathe in, arch. Breathe out, bend your elbows, chest and chin down. Inhale, glide forward into Cobra. This time, stay here. Begin to kick your heels in toward your sitting bones. You might lift the tops of your thighs just slightly away from the earth. See if you can bring your big toes to touch. And then instead of trying to touch your head to your toes, see if you can focus on reaching your heart forward, forward, forward. Taking one more breath in. And as you breathe out, find your way back into downward facing dog. Full inhale. Full exhale. Breathe in. Lift your heels, round your spine, come forward, high plank. Breathe out, this time lower chaturanga. Elbows tucked into the ribs. Sink your pelvis, untuck your toes, and find your way to line on your belly. Step your fingers forward and wider on your mats. As you breathe in, slowly unfurl to rise up into a high finger stand cobra. Now, you can adjust your fingers. They could be a little more forward. They could be a little closer to you. Wherever you need to be to create space in your low spine. Biceps forward, triceps back, elbows micro bent, and the heart, it's like it's being hooked from the backs of your ribs to pull it forward. So staying right here, or if you like, maybe starting to kick your heels in, maybe starting to tilt your heart up higher, and eventually drop the head back if you like. One more breath. Release, letting the feet go and slowly coming down onto the belly. Step your palms forward, stack them, placing either forehead or chin down. Kick your heels in and take a windshield wiper motion with your feet. Dropping toward one side and then the other, letting that go. Good. We'll play into King Cobra again. So take your feet back behind you. They can be hips distance or possibly a bit wider if that helps things feel a bit more open for you. Fingertips down. You could have them more forward or closer to you will help to deepen the back bend. As you breathe in, press down and lift off away from the earth. As you breathe out, kick your heels in towards your sitting bones. Swell from the back of your heart forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift through your low belly, and then maybe start to look back. When you're ready to release, just softly lowering down onto the belly. Again, palms forward, heels kick in, windshield wiper the feet side to side. Release. Press one hand down and just make your way to lying on your back from here. Nice and easy roll. Step your feet flat to the mats and press your palms down. Touch your heels with your fingertips. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, press into the earth and slowly bridge your hips up to the sky, rolling up through one vertebra at a time. Keep a little bit of space between your chin and your chest by pressing into the back of your head. Walk your shoulder blades together underneath of you, either catching onto the outer edges of your mat or bringing the fingers to interlace at the base of your spine and pressing the pinky sides of your hands down. Breathe here, expanding into the front body, noticing the contraction of the back body to create that space. And slowly unwind, lowering back down so slowly, one vertebra at a time. And touch your sacrum down. And let's find broken bridge. Step your feet wide, lean your knees in onto one another. Place your hands onto your low belly. Soften or close your eyes. Feel your breathing. Noticing the energy that's moving through your body here. Even in stillness, seeing if you can find that fluid flow of the breath and the sensations. Begin to gather your knees into your chest. Curl your chin up, wrap your forearms around your shins, and compress into a tight squeeze. Take an inhalation here. As you exhale, release into Savasana. Arms, legs wide, head down. Catching as much gravity as possible. Letting the bones and muscles get heavier, softer. Spending a little time here to
to release, drop, and process. Begin to call awareness back to your body. Taking a few deep breaths and inviting little movements back into fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. On an inhalation, stretch your arms all the way back over the top of your head and lengthen forward through the tips of your toes. As you exhale, rolling onto your side for fetal pose. Rest here. And press down and find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Closing our practice in Sukhasana, allowing the hands to rest to the thighs, facing up or down. Eyes remaining closed or soft. Grow your spine down into the earth and up into the sky, seeing how tall you can sit. Letting the chest be open and observing here the effects of your practice. Ask how you can remain fluid as you move into the rest of your day. How can you flow more with life, flow more with your breath, and take everything as it comes, releasing the urge to force or push, trusting that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Take one final moment here for you, whatever you need. Inhale, fill your lungs. And exhale, set something free. Lift your heart and bow, chin to chest. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Hopefully this month of backbending will be helpful and liberating and expansive. So stay tuned for the next practice. And if you have any thoughts or comments, please leave them for me down below. You can also subscribe to my channel below if you're not already a subscriber, and you can join as a monthly donation member. All of this really helps to support me. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon in the next practice. Bye.